Hi, everyone, and welcome back to The Goddess Emergence with Dr. Brie Gibbs. I'm Theresa Hebert, your co-host for today's program. And today we're going to be talking with Dr. Brie about the advanced basics during the Great Shift. So let's hear from Dr. Brie and welcome her as to why we're calling these the advanced basics. Welcome, Dr. Brie.
Hi. The reason I'm calling it Advanced Basic, I got that from my guides this morning. Had a totally different show plan and program,
Mhm.
and also I heard they need to learn Advanced Basics. When you think about it, we move out third dimension, and people are still learning and using third dimensional ways. So if I talk about the chakras, I'll just use that for example. We have more than 1,300 chakras that are not open. Should we be opening them? So I have a lot more things, and Theresa has questions. So we're going to go with Theresa's questions, and I'll answer them.
Well, wonderful. Thank you. I have a whole list of questions for you today, using myself as an example and questions that I've heard from others as well. But to start with, can you lay a foundation for us as to what do we mean by advanced basics and why are we calling it advanced basics? Why is it important and why is it changing?
During the great shift of consciousness that we are in right now, and I've had to lay a new foundation. So it's like building your house. You build the foundation around your house before you start building. So you're connecting it with Mother Earth. And then you start building the walls. Well, you're building your spiritual beliefs and foundation inside of you, one step at a time. It's not something that you just go overnight and say, oh, I'm in the great shift of consciousness. Now I have all this new information. It takes months or even years to get us up to the point to bring in the advanced basics. And so when you build your foundation, what I've done, and I've taught my students to do this, is start connecting with Mother Earth first. Work your way up. You need to be connected with Mother Earth. Even though a lot of us can connect with the extraterrestrials, with Creator Force, with our angels and our guides, but you want to start with Mother Earth and be totally grounded. And that's why I'll say right now on that part. And as you're building, you're actually building yourself from your feet up. So if you take your feet, you can feel you're connected down flat together with Mother Earth. And then you start building one layer at a time. But to do this, you have to do work on yourself to be able to release layers of stuff that we've had on us from the third dimensional world. And as you release these layers, you raise your spirituality and your vibration and connected some connection to Mother Earth and to Creator Force.
So I know you've taught me um, when you start, working with your guide, your higher self, that you just do that through meditation. Can you tell me how that's all worked for you and put some pointers for everybody to get started with talking with your higher self and your guides?
Yeah, the one thing that I do is I find a nice quiet place. A lot of people use music. I can't. It makes my mind wander when I hear the music. So I go in my bedroom, I shut the door, and I just lay there very quietly and I breathe. So I start with this 5 breath self healing meditation. And then I go into meditation talking to my higher self. And then I sit there and I'm quietly, I don't want to do everything, but I'm just sitting there, close my eyes, and I'm listening. Um, some people get scared. My husband got scared one time and thought I was dead because he had seen me breathing, and he shook me so fast that threw me out of what I was doing. And it's like bringing the consciousness back in the body because your consciousness leaves as you talk to your higher self. But every day you should be talking to your higher self. The other thing is working with your guides. They are so important right now to help guide us through the shift of consciousness. Because to get us ready for the 3 days of darkness, And then when we wake up, it's a whole new world out here. But it's a whole new world right now. So if you look, like I had mentioned before, the house across the street. I want to use another example. I had some neighbors that were really different. And I thought, maybe it's because I have the triple God statue on my back deck or whatever, right? And I realized the more I changed in my own spirituality, the more connected I became with my neighbors now. And that's important. You want to show love and kindness to everyone, no matter what their beliefs are, what they may not be, or if they believe like you want to give them a little bit of kindness and show them who you truly are. So if I say, today I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a list of things I'm going to do for others, but I also want to balance that out and have a list for me and a list for others. And just showing love and kindness in a balance.
I agree. That's great. Thank you for sharing that. I've been hearing a lot about in the last few years the mirror effect. Is that still in existence, or how's that changing?
No, I'm sorry, but that's not in existence anymore. My mistakes are my mistakes. What happens is all the experiences, I'm not even calling mistakes, all the experiences I went through, so they were a lesson, then an experience, and then from that experience, I healed and aged my soul. So what you're seeing on people now, it's their own stuff. It's no longer to mirror yours. If you're growing spiritually, it's not going to affect you the way it affected you a year ago or 2 years ago. With the great shift of consciousness, we are working on ourselves and trying to guide and help others to get out of third dimensional thought patterns. Mm-hmm. When you get stuck in that thought pattern and say, I'll use it for an example. I come to your house and I see a picture and I go, oh, why does that picture bother me? Was it me? Or is the picture bothering me? Well, it's not my cup of tea. That's what I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. It's not that it's your picture, like the one that just showed on film, the one that when we were in Hawaii that you have as a wall peel. And that's where I received the dolphinian codes and the whale codes. But the thing is, we are no longer mirroring for others. That's so not happening anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like we're shifting into we are responsible for ourselves, for our own thoughts, our actions, the words that we use. It's so important right now. Can you speak a little bit about that?
That's very true also. Our thought patterns cause so many different effects. So if I think even one thing that's a negative issue can cause an effect in my spirituality and growth. And so we do not want to think that. So what you can do is you can say enough. And you tell yourself enough, your body, enough. I do not want to hear any more of the negativity. So when I finally went enough, because in the third dimensional world, there was a lot of negativity around me. I went, enough, I'm not taking it anymore, get away from me. So I took that and it stopped me from thinking it. Now I may hear other people talk in the different type of tone, which I want to use in the Great Shift. We use different words now even. So they're speaking in another tone where I'm speaking in one tone also. But I need to honor, respect where they're at. Everyone should. No one's going to be each one of us are different beings. We're not going to agree with everything we hear, but you want to stay firm of who you are and grow in that light. So if I bring in the God's light, which I wasn't going to, but I'll just bring that in real quick for a minute. I stay firm in the God's light. And as long as I stay there, nothing can really happen. You can keep those positive mindsets. So as my husband goes to work, I give him a kiss bye, tell him to have a nice day, stay safe. He's a truck driver. That is being in the God's light. But then when he's gone, there's no one else here except for my two dogs. It's like, it's about me now. What am I going to do today? And it's about you. She said, your days. When we're done filming today, what's your plans for the day? You know, it's about you. But, you know, the 5 breath self-healing meditation, speaking with your higher self, working with your guides. And the other thing is make sure you thank your guides at night when you are done for the day. They like thank yous. I was reminded of that. And I know that the more I thank them and show gratitude toward them, and that's the unseen forces also that are here to help us through this shifting time.
That's so true. You know, I was thinking as you were talking about little tips that you have, I know for my own thoughts and actions, you know, that I take each day. And when you become aware of that, you can start to really practice, you know, what I'll call some just maybe better thought patterns. I will actually stop myself if I start finding I'm getting into like a negative thought pattern. I'll go, stop. Now, what's the truth of this? So I always go, now, what's the truth of this? And that's been really helpful for me too, to get me kind of back on course, because it really is about managing your own thoughts and words and actions and not looking outward and expecting everybody else to change. It's really about us and what do we do to change? And then you're going to see this huge ripple effect that's just love. And it really causes you to look at things very differently. And I know for myself, I even see anything around my house looks very different right now. You know, and it's so peaceful to kind of have that. So can you maybe talk a little bit more about things like our chakras? People are very focused that, oh, we only have 7 chakras, but we have very many more. And what about clearing our chakras every day? And what about all of that?
So the one thing I want to say is we have more than 7 chakras. We have 1,300 and above. And we mainly keep the 1,300 open now in this great shift of consciousness is what I want to say. They are all open. Whether you access them or not is going to be the question. Are you going to use all those chakras? And how are the chakras able to help you work with your guides and your higher self? So if they were not open, so you have the 8th, which is a universal one that goes up to they call it another eye, but I say the universal chakra that goes up into to the creative force and up to the higher parts of you and who you are, your higher self. We have so many higher selves. So we've lived many different lives. So I'm going to bring up the Black Lives Matter for a minute. How do you not know as a white person or an Asian person or any nationality that you were not Black at one time? We don't remember all of our lives. But we have understanding too. So what I say is, you know, yes, Black Lives Matter, but all lives matter. And when you're connected to the higher self and connected to all the chakras we have, you see that. You'll see different lives. And you go, oh, that makes sense to me. I remember as a little girl, and I couldn't figure it out, so this all happened. And I was probably about 8. I mean, a small child going, I wish I had been Black. And my mom looked at me and went, what? What'd you say? You know, and I said, I wish I had been born Black. But my mom of the God's light understood that. But she couldn't explain you've had all these lifetimes and blah, blah. You could have been Black in the past life. But my compassion for all races. So I know that I've been married. I know I've been in Egyptian times. I know that, in Japanese times. Okay, that's all the farther I want to go. But it kind of makes you understand a lot more when you know these things about you. You
No,
don't
that's true.
want to remember if you have 400 lives or more, because that would drive you crazy.
Hmm.
But
I think what really matters, though, what you hit on is all lives matter, period. Because
correct.
we've all experienced different lifetimes and colors, and whether we remember them or not. But the important thing is love matters. Love is what matters. And that's
Yes.
what carries us through.
Yeah.
Is there a need to clear our chakras every day?
I do.
Mm-hmm,
And that's where I'll use the Kundalini,
mm-hmm,
or I'll just go and call upon the creative force and the ancient Lemurians and the ancient gods I work with,
mm-hmm.
and ask them to help clean my chakras. The other thing you do is do a rainbow shower every day, and just stand in the shower and ask for this rainbow shower to clear inside and outside of you. So everything totally gets cleared. But yes, you should be clearing your chakras. There's many different ways, but I want to use it more the the new earth that we are becoming, and that would be using the guidance and having your guides and your angels and yourself participate in clearing your chakras, and also now clearing yourself.
Mm, yes.
I don't let a lot of people work on me, and the reason why is I know my guides and my angels can clear me, but I also know I can clear myself. The one thing is that what I teach my students is that you have everything inside of you. Everything's there. So whether you want to get answers, it's there in your knowingness. If
Mm-hmm.
you're running across your knowingness this way, your answer's already there for you. But if you need confirmation and you want to go see somebody, of course people are going to talk to you and and charge you for taking that time. And what we're doing right now is doing these videos really to help people to understand, because finances are really tough right now. And, so I want people to understand that, yes, they have it in them. They can clear these without having to pay thousands of dollars
Mm-hmm.
and
And I
taking.
think I hear you telling us we start by using a good meditation practice when we discover works for us, communicating with our higher selves, our guides, and whether we know the name or not, it still works. And then find that quiet time to listen for answers. So it means slowing down, and that's something you've taught me a lot. And I still have to work at slowing down every day so that I can hear what my guidance is. There's so much information that can be shared with you.
Right. The one thing is I had learned to slow down my mind,
Hmm.
because I would be trying to type up something and my mind was going faster than my fingers. So I've had to learn to slow it down. And so doing the videos are a lot easier than writing blogs for me right now.
Hmm.
And of course I'll still write blogs, but slowing the mind down enough where you can live in this new dimension that we're in.
Hmm.
And I'm like going, if you just take one foot at a time and walk slowly and watch your feet, you're going to see a difference on the way you walk. It's not that you're tripping over your feet. It's just you're going to see this movement of slowing down. I call it a stroll. We're going to stroll instead of walk. Let's go for a stroll. And so when I talk to my guides, I say, okay, let's go for a stroll and we're going to walk slowly. Or what I'm going to do around the house slowly. Now, if I don't say that And I'm in my kitchen trying to hurry up. I'm dropping dishes, breaking glasses, dropping silverware. I have to rewash. That's the mind going too fast.
Mhm.
So you want to slow down there and breathe. And I take 5 deep breaths in through the nose, blow out through the mouth. But I blow out like a big dragon breath. So I'm going to demonstrate one. So you're breathing in to get rid of all of that inside of me that has gotten me maybe anxious of some kind.
Mhm. And that sounds like a good thing to do a couple times a day. But, you know, I used to think that slowing down meant, oh, I got to sit and rest my body, which it does, of course. But I never, until really probably this year, thought about, oh, that means slowing my mind down as well. Because if you don't slow your mind down, it's really hard to slow your body down, you know. And it also goes for eating too. It's like being very mindful about what you do, whether it's walking, not hurting a body part when you're doing something, and slowing down long enough to enjoy something, whether it's, you know, strolling through your garden or just having a nice walk somewhere. We do everything pretty quickly. So that's been a huge key learning from me that I've gotten from you, to slow down and start enjoying that. Nobody's watching, nobody's taking score on how fast you do things
Right,
except you know.
right.
Good. Can
Um,
you talk a little bit about, let's change gear a little bit and talk about essential oils, because I love using essential oils, and they're becoming a little more mainstream now because of all the cleanliness and the use of essential oils. Can you share a little bit on that?
so with essential oils, I used to use them constantly on my meridians, my throat chakra, my heart chakra, mind's eye, the crown, and wherever I need them. And then it came to a point with this new shift consciousness. So I went, wait a minute, I just need to put them in my diffuser
Hmm.
and have that air going. So it's like I have jasmine going on in my office right now. And I thought, today I need jasmine. But yes, essential oils are pure oils that whatever base they use, that does not matter. I make my own, you make your own. But when you're using these essential oils, one is bringing joy into your life. The lavender calms you down, jasmine and frankincense, that all connects in the Christ consciousness. So you use different ones for different days. The rose oil connect you with Mother Mary and the God's light.
Hmm.
So different oils are really important that you use. However you feel that they need to be used. But I would say put them in diffusers now. So you have them running in your house.
Hmm. And I think you can put your own combinations together as you feel guided. That's an alchemy of sorts, and it's kind of fun to do that and practice with some of those. I know I use them a great deal now to clean with, as well as put them in my diffuser, and it's joyful. I really
Isn't
enjoy
it
it.
great to isn't it great to clean with lavender in your
It
bath?
is. Yeah, or clove oil or some of the thieves oils are wonderful for cleaning, and they really do disinfect. And they're easy to use, and they're not harmful chemicals. So it's just really nice to be able to do that.
No, I like them and I like a few other essential oils. I'm not gonna name them, but um I like these. And
I do too.
you got me hooked on that one.
Yeah.
And I think that if we use these oils even to clean our offices or our homes or whatever, I still stick with lavender a lot and I put it in my water and I'll dust and clean with it. It's not going to hurt anything I have.
Mhm,
And the oils will go into the wood. And so eventually, as much as been using lavender in my dining room table, it
mhm,
smells like lavender most of the time now. And
mhm,
so, so lavender for me is really calming. And
mhm,
that is what I'm needing in my home. It
mhm,
calms the animals down. It calms my husband down. It will calm me down. It calms a lot of things down. So, essential oils are very much needed right now.
yeah,
Along
they
with
really
height, they will also heighten your spirituality and connection to your guides
are. Mhm,
and your angels. That's another thing. Talk to your angels.
mhm.
A lot of people do not talk to their angels. And I'm going, why are you not?
Yeah.
They're here watching us every day and they're seeing what we're doing. And so, all they're waiting is like, are you going to ask me to help you or what? Yeah. That's why they're assigned to us.
Mhm.
They're not going to leave you if you don't talk to them, but they're going to watch you. And your guardian angels, you definitely want to talk
Mhm.
to help you keep guarded every day. And don't just use them because you want to get through the freeway faster.
Mhm.
I've seen people do that. Angels, now get me through this traffic. That's not, that's a, I want to say a personal gain issue.
Mhm.
What I want to say, the angels, the guardian angels are here to help guard you and guide you
Mhm.
along with your other angels. So I'll say in the morning I do a prayer of action and the 5 breath self-healing meditation. And I'll say, okay, today this is what I need your help with.
Mhm.
And tomorrow and when we're done, I'll thank you. I thank them. I say, okay, now the rest of the day, this is what I'm gonna do. Keep me connected into my inner awareness that I have. Because at the end of the road, everything I'm saying right now today is going to lead you through this shift of consciousness.
Mhm.
And, am I talking with God Sierra? She's not my higher self.
Mhm.
She is 76,000 years old, but she is not a part of me. And she was the one that decided to change the subject today. She was going to come in. And she goes, no, advanced basics need to be taught today.
Mhm.
And then I will come in the next time.
Mhm.
And so I said, okay. And then my higher self said, she's right. And, I'm kind of hearing some chuckling going on behind me right now and in me. And it's kind of, different things. But once you embrace your higher self, and you may not know the name of your higher self, and that's okay. You don't need to. But as long as you talk with your higher self, so spend the time to meditate, talk with your higher self, talk with your guides, an action prayer to the creative force. And people go, what do you mean an action prayer? Well, we've been taught in the third dimension, God creator, creative force, what do you want to say? Help me through this day. Lead me in the right direction. Make sure nothing happens to me. Heal my brother and sister, or whatever, right? An action prayer is, God creator, I love you. And go in love to the God creator.
Mhm.
So I say creative force. So creative force and love. And tell the energy of the creative force, I love you.
Mhm.
And say, today I ask that I be guided in the way of the light that I have become. So that is an action, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Or you can say, I'm going to be working out my flowers today.
Mhm.
And may my fairies and gnomes help me with this also. There's a lot. It's not a prayer on your hands and knees. It can be just in your head for just a few minutes to say, this is what I, would like to tell you today. And then every night when you do your 5 breath self-healing meditation and talking to your guides and angels, and then I say good night to them, and then talking and do my action prayer at night, that has made a big difference with this new dimension
Mhm.
because they're all wanting to hear from us.
Yes. I have
I,
a practice every morning because I love to feed birds, and I have lots of bird feeders out. My husband and I do, and we're blessed to have a rather large yard so that we can have a lot of flowers and trees and things. But I love feeding crows, so I put a little food out every morning. And when I walk out the door every morning, it's good morning, and I love you too. My guides, my angels, and that includes my elven guides too that I know I have,
yes,
known and unknown. And I just say, I love you all, the elementals, all of them, because they're all there helping me enjoy this wonderful piece of property that we're on and inside the house. But you can get a little practice or ritual just like that every morning, and it doesn't take long. But you find something, whether you're walking to the car or you're going out in your garden. But if you get that awareness and get a practice going, pretty soon you find you start expanding that, and it gets bigger and bigger, and you start including more and more in it. And it's very fun, and it's very rewarding, and it makes you feel good that you're not forgetting all the helpers that we have on this journey here.
Right.
You know?
The one thing I want to talk about is I have a new guide, and it's Nelvin, and she is amazing. And everyone will be hearing about her soon. But right now, she's been teaching me a lot of lessons about myself and what we're going to talk about. And I'm just starting to work with her, and she has so much to say. And the thing is, so I need to pay attention to her. The other thing I want to say, get out of your third dimensional mindset one more time. Get out of it. I'm so much happier now than I was even 6 months ago. The more I get out of that third dimensional mindset, guess what? You feel better. So the one thing I want to say is, one, honor the virus that's here. It's here for a special reason. It is not man-made. Why do you think Theresa, this is a question for you. If it's man-made, why can they not come up with the virus antidote?
Exactly. Don't you think everything that happens to us, there is what we'll call a silver lining or a gift in it, if we step back and say, okay, why is this happening, and what are we supposed to be getting from this?
Right.
Because everything is about an expansion of your consciousness.
Yes, that is so true. And it's like this virus is testing us. Okay, so it hit the planet hard, hit the whole world hard. Okay, we went through the first phase of it, right? Where everything got shut down. Then the governors opened up a little bit more for us to do. Well, it's spiking again, and now they're going to start closing things down again. So, like the beaches, some beaches are being closed in some states. Kids aren't going to school. They're going to be taught on the computers, right? Because they're not listening to what's being told. So, this beautiful entity, I want to say, that has brought this virus out is mainly trying to teach us to look at ourselves. Yes, it's sad that these people are leaving the planet. I will agree with that. And I send them love and light to everyone. But mainly I just stick with love. And I'm not going to explain what I did, but I sent love around the planet. And that's enough all I need to say about that. Am I respecting the virus? So wearing the mask, staying at home, only going out if I have to. And so last night, my husband was going out. I said, can you pick up this, this, and this for me? Made a list, right? So only one of us had to come back. Then he comes home, immediately washes his hands and everything. And, you can throw your bags away now that you're getting from the stores. So you don't have to you can get them out right away. Pine salt, Lysol, essential oils, whatever you want to use. I mean, to make your house clear of the virus.
But really, it's about respecting and honoring what's asked of you, whether you're doing that for yourself or you're doing it for others. I mean, really, it's about having just honor and respect and love for everything.
Right.
Once you start it, there's no shifting back. It's got a momentum of its own, and it's really a beautiful way of life. It really is. I have one more big question to ask of you in our program today. It's one of my favorite subjects. Can we talk about crystals?
Sure we can. All right. So we've been all learned that crystals will protect us, which they will. Crystals are great for healing, which they can be used for healing. But can we take too much of crystals from Mother Earth? So with me, I had a whole bunch of them, as you know that. And I gave them away to two people that I knew that would honor them. and kept the ones that I needed. Okay, so I was a hoarder of crystals, but then I've taken my crystals and I placed them around in different areas, the ones I did not want that I kept, and placed them in different areas, and to give them back to Mother Earth, so they're actually in the earth. Also, I put crystals outside where they're laying, and that's for the elementals, so they can have that joy and love of Mother Earth on top of the earth in their little, like I have different my areas of fairy gardens around the house.
Mhm.
The elementals are very important, that we remember that and what they need. And so crystals are a very important part of our life, but use them in the new way of the great shift of consciousness. Don't just say, this is going to heal this. I want to explain about healing real quick. Crystals can heal. Yes, they have a vibration. They can protect. They have the vibration. Okay. But when you're healing with another person, you both have to be on the same journey on the healing. So if I'm healing my client, I tell them, you have to want to heal as much as I want to heal you. And there's work that they have to do. I will give them instructions that they have to do along with what I'm doing. That's how it truly works now in this new shift of consciousness now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about us taking responsibility, whether you're taking responsibility for your own healing and working with others. You no longer get to just stand back and have everybody tell you everything or do everything for you. You have to be this very active participant. And it does. It takes a little bit of work to shift to that. But once you do, you realize, oh, I really am controlling my own world.
And
I
that's why I
get to be
say,
my own manifester.
right. And so that's why I say a prayer of action.
Yeah.
You know, plan your day out, talk to Creative Force,
Mm-hmm.
talk to Goddess Gaia, Mother Earth, talk to her and let her know that this is your day that you're planning out, and have that prayer, action prayer.
Mm-hmm.
It's so needed right now for yourself, not for others, but for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that you make sure that you are shining your light in purity for others.
Mm-hmm.
You don't show them your powers. You don't show them who you are. You just show them that I'm Dr. Brie and I'm here to bring this information through.
Mm-hmm.
And when we go live with these programs, which we will be in the next few weeks going live, more people will be able to hear this information.
Mm-hmm.
But make sure that you do everything in the goddess light and light. So as you're living in the light, you can't help but not live in the light, being who you are. And a lot of people are going, oh, that's an old subject, it's over. No, they just left it alone for a little bit and forgot about it, because mainstream was saying, now we're in the fifth, now we're in this, we're in that, and this is what we're supposed to do. Now we're all supposed to talk about love. But do they truly know what that word really means? Those are things I'll be answering them more, because being in love and showing love is two different things. Loving yourself is one thing, but once you love yourself truly, you can show love to others without judgment or negativity of any kind.
That is so true, because it is about learning how to hold the love for yourself and others, because there's a dialogue across this planet that needs to change from blame and hurt to one of a loving, kind set of words and actions. And we'll get there, but we really need to talk among ourselves about the need to do this. So thank you for sharing all these tips with us today. I have many more questions that we will save for the next program, but is there any final words that you would like to leave with us?
Let me see. Let me ask my inner knowingness and my higher self.
Mm-hmm.
Love one another no matter what.
Mhm.
Do not judge others, for you do not have a right to judge yourself. And as you grow, grow with the responsibility of yourself, not others. Work with your guides. They are here for a very special reason. That all of us are on the planet trying to help guide us through this. You may not see them, but they are here. The Arcturians are here. The goddesses that you do not see are here, the ancient ones. They're all beings of light are here. Work with the extraterrestrials. They're trying to help us through this shift of consciousness also. But make sure the messages you get are the ones for you. One person may get one message, and then you tell a person, was that message really supposed to be told? Or you hear somebody else's message and you say, that doesn't feel right. Maybe not to you, but for them it was. So do not judge what they hear or say. None of us have that right. And that's what I'll leave everyone with today. And so what I'll say is God's blessings for myself. And I will be talking next week on the God's light and life. Thank you, Theresa.
Well, thank you, Dr. Brie. And please join us again to hear more of our discussion about the goddess light and living a goddess life. So thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time. We love you, love each other. Thank you.